As you're on your spiritual awakening journey, you probably have looked into ways of how to raise your vibration, how to elevate your consciousness, how to ascend more and really grow spiritually. However, spiritual growth is not just about elevating in frequency or tapping into the energy of light and love. It's also about confronting the parts of yourself that you have kept hidden, that you may not want to uncover, but they are there. It's those shadow aspects that are actually affecting your life. And when it comes to spiritual growth, it is so important to also uncover those shadow aspects. And shadow work is key in uncovering those unresolved fears, the doubts, the limitations, the old woundings, the trauma that you may have experienced throughout your life. And that they're all silently affecting and shaping your life, your experiences, what you experience in your life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it's only when you shine light onto those shadow aspects, those hidden aspects of yourself, that true transformation and inner growth and inner healing can really occur. That's also what will then assist you in really elevating your consciousness, raising in vibration, and experiencing true spiritual growth and ascension. And in this video, I want to talk to you a little bit more about the importance of really incorporating shadow work into your spiritual journey and how embracing shadow work can lead to profound shifts and lasting growth and transformation. So let's just real quick touch on what exactly is shadow work in case you're not quite sure about what it is. Now, shadow work is a powerful process that can help you really set yourself free, because when you're doing shadow work, you're diving deeper into your inner world, really uncovering the fears, the doubts, the limiting beliefs that you're having, the trauma that you've experienced, the woundings, the limiting aspects about yourself that are actually holding you back in your life. Whenever you're trying to do something in your life or trying to step outside of your comfort zone, it's usually those shadow aspects that are being triggered that are telling you, ooh, this is not safe. Don't do that. I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I mean, who am I to do these things and all of that, right? So you're actually holding back in your life. You're not your true authentic self, because your true authentic self is overshadowed by all these shadow aspects. And shadow work is really peeling back all these layers of doubt, of fear, of limitations, of not feeling good enough and things like that, of those woundings that you've experienced, the trauma, really peeling all these layers back, healing deeply. And that also assists in your spiritual growth, because I'm pretty sure you've heard about, you got to elevate your frequency, your vibration, you're tapping into the higher level consciousness and things like that. Well, if you're having all these doubts and fears and limiting beliefs and these limiting emotions, they're actually holding you back. They're actually limiting you. They're keeping you stuck in a 3D world and actually hindering you from really elevating in consciousness and raising your frequency. So, shadow work is a powerful process that will assist you in your spiritual growth. It's also helping you to foster a deeper sense of inner knowing, self-understanding, and you're discovering your true authentic self, that the you that's beneath all these layers of doubt, of fears, of the masks that you're hiding behind. That's what shadow work is. It's removing the masks. It's releasing the limitations from who you truly are deep within. And you're emerging as that more empowered, more courageous, more authentic self, which also helps you really in raising in frequency, raising in consciousness, and experiencing that immense spiritual growth. And the reason why shadow work is really essential in your spiritual growth is because, for one, you will uncover those hidden aspects that are really affecting you negatively. They're holding you back. They're keeping you in that lower level vibration and really hindering you from really raising in frequency and elevating your consciousness, because those aspects are actually hindering your spiritual growth. You're also healing past wounds, because we all have had woundings in this lifetime and even past lifetimes as well. Like, for example, when you had your first heart broken, right? That created some woundings. Let's say your parents, they went through a divorce and one parent walked away and you felt abandoned and things like that. There are so many things that we experience throughout our life. And there are also some more smaller, rather insignificant woundings that you may have experienced that are also holding you back. And of course, then are also the traumatic events as well, the more significant woundings as well. So basically with shadow work, you're healing deeply. You're also releasing those negative patterns For example, if you're trying to do something and you all of a sudden a pattern comes up like, oh, I'm not good enough, I can't do this. And then you may talk yourself out of things. So you may not go after things that you want because you think you're not good enough. That is a negative pattern. So by doing shadow work, you're uncovering and healing and releasing those negative patterns to really set yourself free from the hold these negative patterns have on you, so you can really move forward as the more empowered, courageous you that goes after the things that you truly want without holding back, without limiting yourself or anything like that. And you're then also integrating your whole self, your authentic self, because the more you're peeling back the layers, the more you're healing deeply the woundings, the negative patterns and things like that. You're letting go of all that stuff, because all of those things, you have given your power away to all of those things, the woundings, the fears, the patterns, all of that. When you heal that, when you clear that, you're taking your power back. You're becoming your true authentic self, and you're then embracing and integrating your whole self, your true authentic self, which then also will assist you in really raising in consciousness, and which is also really key in your spiritual evolution, your spiritual growth. And shadow work truly has some transformative powers, because as you embrace shadow work, you develop that deep inner self-awareness, because shadow work requires for you to go within, to uncover, well, what's really going on here? What am I feeling? What are my fears? What are my doubts? What are my woundings? So you're developing that deep sense of self-awareness, which then also gives you that greater sense of clarity. Whenever you're feeling stuck, have you ever felt stuck in your life and you had no idea what is going on, and you just felt so stuck, so overwhelmed, you didn't know where you were going? You may have felt like you're just kind of going in circles, not really going anywhere, because you felt just so stuck and you didn't know what was going on. Well, when you're doing shadow work, you're actually gaining that clarity of, well, what is really going on? What are you feeling in the moment that is causing you to feel so stuck? And then you can work through that and really release that and move forward. But shadow work is truly powerful because it gives you that deep sense of self-awareness. That whenever something does happen and whenever something does trigger you, you're like, oh, something triggered me. I'm feeling something. And what am I feeling? Instead of before, you maybe are being triggered, but you're not really aware of it. You're just going about life on autopilot, and then life is happening all around you, but you're not really in control. You're not really in the awareness of what's really happening. But when you're doing shadow work, you're gaining that deep sense of self-awareness, that whenever something does happen, you're becoming aware of it right away. So it's not just happening to you, but it's actually happening for you. It's helping you to become aware, like, okay, I don't like this. Well, let's shift this. Let's change this. Let's heal whatever is coming to the surface. Shadow work then also will help you build stronger boundaries, where people no longer just walk all over you, where you're really honoring your own wishes, desires, and needs and wants over other people's desires, wants, and needs, and things that they want from you. So you're really setting more of those clear boundaries, which then also will help you really on an energetic level as well, where people don't just constantly take, but you're like, no, I'm not available for this. I'm simply not available for this energy drain. I'm not available for the emotional drain. You're really setting those clear boundaries the more shadow work you do, because like I said, you're also developing that self-awareness. So then whenever you are feeling quite stretched or overwhelmed, you're like, no, not available for this. Setting the boundaries here. I'm not crossing the boundaries. No, not available for that, right? So it's truly powerful when you're doing shadow work. It helps you with your boundaries. And of course, then it also helps you enhance your intuition and inner guidance, because shadow work requires you to listen within, right? So you're then connecting more with that part. And the more you heal, the more you release, the more you let go, you're becoming your true authentic self. You're then tapping into your inner gifts as well, your psychic gifts, your spiritual abilities. You're then also hearing more clearly the guidance of your guides, your soul, higher realms, whoever you wish to tune into, but definitely also your soul, your inner guidance as well, the guidance from your higher self. And most importantly, the biggest transformation that you will get with shadow work is really that it also promotes the authenticity and integrity. You're becoming your true authentic self, no longer feeling the need to hide any parts of you or hiding behind certain masks to fit in, to be accepted or anything like that. You're really taking your power back, and you're showing up as the more empowered, more courageous you. It also helps you really live in alignment with your soul's higher calling, your soul's blueprint, your true, authentic self, where you no longer hold back or limit yourself or talk yourself out of it or listen to other people, but no, you're really listening to your own inner guidance and you're living your most aligned life. So I hope that you already have somewhat of an awareness that how powerful shadow work really is and how essential it is to your spiritual growth. But now let me tell you a little bit more about how can you start incorporating shadow work with your spiritual practices, because that will then be key in really transforming more, to really experiencing that beautiful spiritual growth that otherwise without shadow work you wouldn't really be able to experience. Now, one thing that you can do is what you can incorporate into maybe your daily practice is regular reflection and journaling, where you're tuning in to see, well, what am I feeling? What am I experiencing? Reflecting on how did your day go? What were your experiences throughout the day? Your emotional experience and things like that. Contemplating about that. Really tuning into any difficulties as well. Whenever something happens, you can tune in. You can maybe reflect on. You can journal about that to really uncover the gift within whatever you experience. The message, the lesson, and the gift. Because all challenges, all setbacks, all shadow aspects, they hold a message and a lesson and a gift. And by you reflecting on these things or on your daily experiences on a daily basis or, more, and as you're reflecting on your experiences on a daily basis or on a frequent basis, it will help you uncover really what's really going on. That gives you the feedback and the awareness to then do something about it. Then meditation and mindfulness is also key here, because as you probably are already aware of, meditation is also a big part of spirituality, spiritual growth. And that's because you're really tuning in, you're quieting down your ego. You can assess or become aware of, well, what are you feeling? Like meditation is a great way to really become aware of what is out of balance. Emotionally, spiritually, energetically, and even physically. What is out of balance? What are you feeling? You can also then become aware of, well, what's going on in your mind of yours, right? So meditation and mindfulness is a powerful practice that you can incorporate into your daily practice, your spiritual practice, to gain the awareness, to become more mindful. Then also seeking support might be a good thing as well, where you maybe work with someone or join a community or anything like that, where you're getting that support to help you on this journey of really that deep discovery, that healing, that growth, and the transformation or that transcendence into that higher version of you, that more authentic self of you. And if you're interested in some support, then I want to invite you to maybe consider joining me in my membership Transcendence, where you can get that support, the guidance, the mentorship, the healing, and also the community to make this journey more pleasurable, more enjoyable, and also more transformative as well. So if you're interested in that, there's a link in the description below. Check it out. You can join Transcendence for free, 7 days. Try it out, see if you like it, and get the support that you may need on this journey. And then finally, the final piece I want to mention of how you can incorporate shadow work into your spiritual practices. You can actually combine shadow work with other spiritual modalities or practices. Now, I, for example, include my light language with shadow work, or shadow work with light language. I uncover whatever is holding me back, and then I use light language for the deep healing and the clearing. You can also use other energy healing modalities or meditations or things like that for that deep inner healing. So you can combine shadow work with other spiritual practices and modalities and healing modalities for that deep inner transformation. So here you go. I really hope that I was able to give you a better understanding of how powerful shadow work really is and how essential it is to your spiritual growth, your spiritual evolution, your ascension, your inner awakening. And if you haven't done so yet, if you haven't really embarked on shadow work yet, I really want to invite you, start. The sooner you can start, the more quickly you will really heal and clear and ascend and transcend into that more authentic self and really elevate your consciousness, raising higher, and really experience that deep spiritual growth that otherwise you would not experience. So thank you so much for watching. Now also be sure to check out these two videos here. One is about 6 mistakes people make when they start shadow work, and another one is about how to recognize and heal shadow triggers. I think you're going to enjoy those, and maybe consider joining me in Transcendence as well. So thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, make an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.